Hey there, Mama. Welcome back to Moms Overcoming Overwhelm, Episode 2. Since this is a podcast with overwhelm in its name, I thought it might make sense to start our journey by figuring out what overwhelm is exactly. So, when I say the word overwhelm, where do you feel it in your body? Is it a tightness in your chest? A pit in your stomach? Feeling frozen like you don't know where to start or what to do next? For me, it's a combination of all three, but definitely feeling like I can't breathe and I don't know what to do. So I do nothing. Well, not nothing exactly. Usually watching Netflix seems like a really good idea at that point. We have all been there, and today we're going to chat about what I see are the three major causes of overwhelm and how we can overcome them together. So grab your notebook and pen and let's dive into today's episode. Hey there, Mama. Are you tired of all the stuff crowding your home, calendar, and mind? Do you wish you could say goodbye to the endless to-do list running around in your head while you're running around in the middle of the mess? Want to declutter but don't know where to start? Are your dreams buried under piles of toys and laundry? Welcome. This is the Moms Overcoming Overwhelm podcast, where you will find proven and practical solutions to declutter your home, head, and heart. If you're ready to reclaim your precious resources of time, energy, attention, and focus, and create the life you want on your terms, this podcast is for you. Hi, I'm Emily, a wife, boy mom, and simplicity seeker. I struggled to get pregnant and felt completely overwhelmed until I discovered decluttering could create the physical and emotional space I needed to become a mom. Now, 2 kids later, I've transformed my life and motherhood by developing simple systems around decluttering, capsule wardrobes, kids stuff, cleaning and tidying, meal planning, time management, and more, and I can't wait to share them with you. If you're ready to reclaim the time and energy you crave, be present with your kids, and finally enjoy the life and motherhood you so deserve, let's kick overwhelm to the curb, shall we? Grab your lukewarm coffee, your notebook and pen, and clear off some counter space. Let's do this. Okay, so I hope that you have your notebook and pen ready or the Notes app on your phone, because in order to really be able to overcome overwhelm, we need to do some self-reflection. So I hope you can give a couple minutes of your day to thinking about what overwhelms you and why. So when it comes to the definition of overwhelm, there are several if you look them up, but I see that they fall into 3 specific buckets. So the first definition that you might find is, quote, to bury or drown beneath a huge mass, unquote. And when I think of that, I just can't help but think about laundry and just being under this huge pile of laundry. Maybe you can relate to that. So when we think about being buried under a huge mass, that is another way of saying too much stuff. So I want you to write down in your book, too much stuff. Okay, so the next definition that we have is, quote, to load or inundate someone with an excessive amount of something, unquote. And when I think about this, I think about all of our to-dos, all of our commitments, the things that we're doing for ourselves, for our partners, for our children. And maybe you can relate to this too, but sometimes it just feels like everything is coming at you from all sides and you are being overloaded and inundated with requests. So in your notebook, please write too much to do. And the third one is, quote, to overpower completely in thought or feeling, unquote. And that is that actual feeling of overwhelm where you have all of these thoughts going on in your head, but then it's causing these feelings of maybe you feel defeated, you don't know what to do, you feel paralyzed. So that would be, in this case, too many thoughts. So I want you to take a look at those 3 areas and ask yourself, what are the things causing you the most overwhelm right now when it comes to those 3 buckets? Is it the amount of stuff in your home? Because one of our plans here together, right, is to declutter our home. That's one of the major areas, because what is happening, the physical manifestation of what's going on in the inside is what clutter is. And we're going to talk about that in future episodes. The second one is too much to do. Do you feel like your to-do list is never ending, that you can't prioritize, you have a hard time saying no, you feel like your kids have to be involved in all the activities, and you just don't know when it's going to end? Maybe that's the area that is causing so much stress for you right now. Or is it the third, that it's more of that mental and emotional clutter where you're kind of going from the head, but also going into the heart, right? Where you're holding on to your past, you're worrying about the future. You can't shut your brain off at night because it's constantly running with what ifs and your to-do list, of course, but also you're having these limiting beliefs about what you can do, what you should do, your role as a mom, the way you think that your life should look and comparing to other people. There's so much that goes into mental and emotional clutter. So that's really where we want to start when we're figuring out how we're going to combat these different areas. And my goal is that we're going to spend a lot of time definitely with the too much stuff, because that's usually where you have to start. If you are surrounded by clutter and that's all that you can see, it's hard to be able to do anything except for be overwhelmed because you are being physically buried in stuff, right? So we're going to be starting there. But also we're going to be talking about the having too much to do, and also how we can take control of some of these limiting beliefs and thoughts and the comparison and the things that really hold us back from being able to enjoy our motherhood and our lives. So I look forward to our next episode where we're going to really dive deep into, okay, what does it look like to start decluttering these different areas of our lives? And I look forward to talking to you then. Bye for now. Hey Mama, thanks so much for joining me today on the Moms Overcoming Overwhelm podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new, could you do me a big favor and screenshot today's episode and share it to your Instagram stories? You can tag me at Simple by Emmy. That's Simple by EMMY. That way more mamas just like you can find out about the podcast, and we can all work together to declutter our homes, heads, and hearts. Thanks so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye.